Okay, we are looking at the ComSonix Compass and the M3 transmitter, and this is how we can detect ingress in a house. So let's put the compass to the side here. Let's look at this for a second. The first thing we want to make sure that we do, we want to make sure we never connect this to active plant. The way we turn it on, there's one button here and it controls everything. You have a few different lights that you'll see. I'm going to turn it on. Just press the button. And you see we have a 60 dB level, which is green, and a 40 dB level, which is red. And then here we have B1, B2, B3. These are the three different frequencies that this thing will broadcast on, will spit out signal on. So B1, right now it's on. It comes on, naturally it just comes automatic default as B1. The level light is green, so the level over here, if it's green, it's 60 dB. So it's telling me it's spitting out 60 dB on frequency B1. Now I've set my analyzer over here so we can see that the frequency is 138 megahertz right there. I put an attenuator on here just so that it doesn't blow up my meter, but it's 60 dB, and you can see the carrier right there. And that's 60 dB. If I press the button once, give it a second. Now my level light is red, meaning it's 40 dB, and you can see the level has gone down by about 20. And you would use this in an instance, you would use 60 dB or 40 dB depending on the situation that you're at. Say you have a house and you have a lot of splitters, you might need 60 dB to go through all the attenuation coming from the passive equipment, the splitters you have in the house. But say you have a unity gain amp or something like that, you might not need 60 dB, so you would cut it down to 40. Or maybe you have one device. Let's go to B2 real quick. Look at the analyzer, and it dropped off, and I think B2, if I'm not mistaken, let me move my start frequency over here. I believe it was around 6 something megahertz. So we'll go to 620. I think it was 610. There you go. So yeah, and you can see the peak, 611 right there is telling me. Right there. So that's your higher frequency. So B1 is your low frequency. B2 is your higher frequency. Now if I come over here and while we're on B2, and I'm just going to press this button to make it go to 40 dB instead of 60. Watch it should drop. See? Dropped. So pretty simple stuff. Now I have a piece of cable that I ran about 100 feet out towards that truck. And we're going to put a bad connection at the end of it, and you use this next. I want to simulate being at the tap. Okay, so I'm at B1, I'm transmitting at about 60 dB at the low frequency. Now, this is your detector, the compass part. You turn it on with the on button. You want to make sure it automatically comes on flashing on monitor. You don't want it on monitor. It has to be on M3 because that's what this is. This is the M3 transmitter. So we want it to look for that. So we're going to press the mode button until it goes up to M3. There we go. Now it's locked on M3. But you can see that we're still on B1 over here. That's what it's transmitting on frequency B1, the low frequency. But this thing is looking over here. The band it's looking for is on B2. So we want to switch this to B1. Make sure it's looking for the right one. Now, imagine I'm out at the tap. I put that bad splitter at the end there, and it's about 100 feet. This thing is not picking up anything. This is where this thing really comes in handy. You can change the range of what this thing looks for by holding the mode button down until it starts flashing. Right there, it's looking at 1 feet, so I can change the range to 10 feet, 30 feet. Oh, now I'm picking something up. 30 feet. I'm picking something up. So if you're at the tap and you have a long drop, you can go out to 150 feet. This thing has a range of. So I'm holding it down. 75, 150 feet, and you heard it just got louder. You can turn the volume down. Just turn it down a little bit. So it's clearly telling me it's picking up leakage, not noise. You see it says leakage. Not noise, not random noise, just leakage. And if I was at the tap, shooting it back at the house, now I know that there's something wrong in the house. Because if it was clean, if there was no problem, it wouldn't go off. So you can start walking through the house. Keep in mind this is set for 150 feet. If I want to change this back down to, because it'll just keep going off if you don't bring it down a little bit. Brought it down about 30 feet. So now the detector is at 30 feet. It's still picking up leakage, but now you can walk the drop out, and you see it's increasing as the closer I get to the problem. And this is where it's going to work like a regular leakage detector. But the cool thing is, if it's too much, you know, it's just picking up too much, you can still attenuate it down again. Hold the mode button. 30 feet. I'm going to move it to 10 feet, maybe even 1 foot. And walk. Say you're walking through the house. Now it's not going off, but as you get closer, as you walk around the house looking for it, it should start going. There we go. Now the range is around 1 foot, and it's clearly picking it up right here. Took me right to it. If I walk away from it, it starts dropping down. The other thing is you want to hold this thing. It's most effective if you hold it like this, as opposed to like that. Hold it like that.